Hello, still struggling with technology. Ideally be doing it through Zoom. It's not working, so priority is get on and get going. So today's spin high, spin low. Now I'm going to start with an activity for if you're 4 or 5, and then we're going to go, hi Sarah, oh it's good to see you. Whoa, it's late for you. We're going to show to play. We're going to play with little ones, so you can do a replay, and then starting next week, so play with little ones and then do an activity for slightly older and go with different ones. That's starting next week, and actually I'm going to start today with playing for the little ones. Starting next week, new format. It's going to be 10 minutes of actually doing things for little ones that they can join in verbally, and then some followed by ideas for parents that they can do resources with, and then stop that live, start another live. So 9 o'clock will be, hi Danny, 9 o'clock next week, which is 10 o'clock your time, Danny. It'll be 9 o'clock will be something specifically for Ray's age that they can just watch, enjoy, clap, not have to have resources ready for 10 minutes ish, and followed by an activity which you can do hands-on with paper and whatnot, and to follow up from the activity. So that's do we like that? I'm taking that we like that. And then 9:30 London time next week will be an activity for 6 to 8 year olds, and then at the end of that we'll be talking about activities that whole families can do, and older extensions for older children. So taking everything we've got and how you can actually merge it into what's called a low threshold, high ceiling activity, which is what all of these activities are based on. So today, if you manage to get your spinners going, this is what we're using. And so to start off with, all we need to do is I'll do the spinning. I'm in the process of attempting to get my camera down. I've got this lovely way. Push that up using my knowledge of center of gravity. See, what you learn in school is useful to get your tripod sitting correctly. And we're going to use where is it? A spinner there, and we're going to use 4. Ray, we're going to use, now this is something you can write it down, well maybe write it down later, just sitting and looking, doing my best so that you make sure you can see what I'm doing. If we turn that around a bit, I've got more table. I'm using recycled paper, waste not, want not. So the idea for 5-year-olds is this. Okay, ready? I think we got it there. Now I'm going to get my spinner. Got that there. I've got my big fat pen so that you can see the writing there. And get my spinner, which is a straightened out paper clip, straightened out. I'm going to put that, can you see that? I'm going to put that there, and then get my pencil, which is nice and sharp enough. Stick that in the hole in the middle of the spinner. So this spinner is a decagon, has 10 sides, 10 edges, and numbers 0 to 9. So we're going to spin it way. Okay, we have the number 8. So for Ray's age, all we're going to do is we're going to write the number 8. There we go. And now we're going to spin it again. Oh, number 3. Now, what I didn't say is this is for, we've got 2 different people playing in this. So we also have, if you're playing with mummy or daddy or other siblings or other children, this can be played on Zoom. This doesn't have to be done on your own. This can be played, there's one spinner. Lots of people can play in different parts of the world, never mind the country. And so what did we get? We got 3, so that's Mummy. Got 3. And spin again. See what it is. Boing. Whoop, what number's that? Oh my goodness, that's a good one. That number there is, and that Ray got that one. That is number 0, which is nothing. So if you have an empty container, then you have 0 sweeties. You have 0. It doesn't matter what goes in there. You could have this could be a box for chocolates, a container for lovely chocolates. But if there is 0 in it, you don't have any chocolates. So what's the next one? Dial again. It's now, whose turn is it now? It's Mummy's turn, or Daddy's turn, or brother or sister's turn. And whoa, oh my goodness, what number did they get? Number 9. I'm going to write that one in there. Number 9. And now it's Ray's turn, or the young person's turn again. Spinny, spinny, spin. What number's it going to be? What number's going to come up next? What do you think? Let's have a think. What is it going to be? And it is, let's see what number it is. It's number 3. So we're going to draw that one in. That's, in this case, it's Ray's playing with his mummy on this one. We're going to call, it could be Daddy, could be an older brother or sister. Now it is the other person's turn. Whoopsie. There we go. Here we go. And, oh, number 3 again. So let's draw the number 3 on there. And now we have, it's Ray's turn again. Oh, it is the last turn. So without even going further, at this point, who has the bigger number? Mummy or Ray? That's, whoops, move that out of the way. Who's got the bigger number? So this is, as I say, for 4, 5-year-olds. Who's got the bigger number so far? What number does Ray have to throw here, to spin here, in order to at least for Mummy not to win? And it's, hello Francis, hi Fong. So let's have a look, see. Hi Irene, how are you? Right, let's have a look, let's have a go. So we've got, this is, oh, right, well, oh no, it was my, yes, no, it was Ray's turn. So Ray, the 5-year-old, threw a 3, and Mummy threw a, oh my goodness, Mummy got big numbers this time. But Mummy got an 8. So this first game is simply who got the highest number, and that was Mummy. If we had been playing who got the lowest number, who got the lowest number, the number that's worth the least, if these were chocolates in here, if we hadn't, when we can count them into the container, we can now sit back and think how much each number is worth. So we can count, we can start with 0. That's not very many chocolates. And then the next number is, we got lots of 3s, didn't we? 1, whoopsie, 1, 2, 3. Well, that's that many chocolates. And the next number is 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can talk about how many more we had to put in to get to 8. That's the next highest number. And finally, 8. 1 more than 8. What comes after 8 is 9. So who had the most? Let's pretend these are chocolates. These are very delicious dice chocolates. Okay, so who had the most? In this case, 9. So if that's what you wanted to get was the most, then Mummy got it. If you wanted the least, well, 3 was the smallest number of chocolates, but what's even less than 3? Even less than 3 is none. So if we'd been playing for the least amount, Ray would have won. So that's the game. Just keep playing variations of it. Is see if you can get the closest number to 5, and then you're getting a sense of 5, any number. Then you're getting a sense of rounding, but not calling it rounding, just getting a sense of what number's closer to 5. Is it 2 or is it 7, for example? And you can, again, work it out by how many counters you have to add or take away to get to 5 from the number that you throw, and then you can work out which number's closer to 5. All these kind of games are all gaining a sense of number sense. Number sense is the one critical thing that is needed in every child. And if we don't have it by the time we're 11, which was my case, then you can still gain it. I never actually did gain it very well. I'm just learning it now, and it's a lot harder to learn when you're 58 than when you're 5, because you just absorb things when you're 5. When you're older, your brain gets in the way. Your thinking stops you from absorbing. Right, so that is the activity that we can do for the younger ones, and so that we played that little game, and the resource will be in the link below, and there's a sheet for those that weren't here for the prep session. There's a sheet within the resource that you can literally cut out and stick on, and it just gives you the instructions to get a pencil and a staple. It's not a staple. Whatever that is. It's not a staple. Whatever it's called, a paper clip, and that's your spinner. And the beauty about this is you can have spinners. I accidentally made one. I thought, I'm going to freehand this. I've done that twice now, and I thought, okay, it's not that simple. So that is an activity we can have the whole family just working out the best way to make a decagon. And now I made a dodecagon. So I was actually quite pleased with my dodecagon. And the point is, you can make bigger numbers or smaller numbers. The reason why this one is particularly useful is because you have all the numbers from 0 to 9. And with that, you can do anything. So that's, this is just about writing numbers, recognizing numbers, and recognizing the value of numbers, and using your little pots, as I know Danny's doing with her discs, to get the value of numbers. So right, that's today's game for Ray and other 5-year-olds and 4-year-olds and other people that might be at that level, who have special needs, and just if you're at the level of a learning of a 4-year-old and 5-year-old, then that's a game that we're going to play. So as of Monday, we're actually going to do maybe two lives at this point. It's a movable feast. Please do comment. Please do make requests. So I'm still feeling my way through this. So what I'm going to do is do an activity, a game like I just did, where I was rolling, and the young learners can simply call out, and you can share this, you can watch this later. So the first few minutes is simply a game, and then it's followed by a little chat with grown-ups, and then I'll stop that, and then at 9:30 I'll start another live, which will be for children from 6 to about 8, and then at the end of that, so these are games that if you have a range of ages of children in the home, then there's no reason why it has to be an adult that does activities with the younger children. The younger children can benefit hugely from being the facilitator. And one of the things that I I can't emphasize strongly enough is that we don't do for children. So I've drawn these 3 squares here, really nice and neatly. Well, my grandson, we were playing battleships. He's in Spain, I'm in England. We were playing battleships. I drew this and I said, right, I've got to draw this because I couldn't play with his game. I couldn't mark the sheet that he had in front of him on his table because he's got the game. So I drew this out and he says, oh, I want to have the same as Grandma. So without anybody helping him on the other end, he decided he was going to draw a 4x4 square. Now he didn't actually, he did one, and then the next one when he did it without as much without verbal guidance, he made a 2x5. But that was fine. I thought, okay, we're going to play with that, and then he'll see for himself why he needs a 4x4, why it's so important that it's a 4x4, or at least that we both have to have the same shape, because otherwise you can't play battleships. If I say, now instead of having a 6, he's not ready with his letters yet. He can do his numbers, but he's not ready with his letters yet. So we had, I don't have it on here, but we had colours. His game uses colours and creatures, sea creatures. So it's red fish or blue whale for the columns and the rows. And that's a really nice game to play. We might just do that one time because it's about locations, it's about reference points. So that's actually a good game. We could play that. Oh, right. I don't write all this stuff down. I need to write it all down so that I have just a list of, right, today we're going to play battleships. I think we might just do that. Okay. I'm going to write it down. So battleships is a great game we could just play one day. And that actually is useful with letters and numbers. So you can do letters and numbers. He started to play chess as well. He's just learning the moves of chess. That's a great one. Guys, play chess with your 5-6-year-olds. Even if they don't play it strategically, they are learning the moves. They're learning how to actually move the pieces. They're learning how they lose pieces. So then it's thinking, okay, well, I don't want to put that there. So they're starting with the strategy. And there are some grandmasters, some of the most famous grandmasters started when they were 4 playing chess and actually then beating their parents when they were 5 or 6 or something. The ability is there. The capability is there. It's just a matter of opening up. I don't know how you facilitate a 5-year-old to play a proper game of chess, but it has been done. And it was, I do know partly how it was done. It was done by purely having chess as part of them from being babies in the house, just conversation about chess. The family was a bit obsessed with chess, and that's fine. So, and it was an experiment as well. Battleships, letters, I'm just writing down battleships and colours and animals, just ideas for. So that's actually a useful game. So we'll do that one. Right, must keep note of all my ideas because then I think, oh yes, I'll do that and I'll remember it, and then I don't. Okay, right. Next, for the older, so. Some children are working their way, well, like in Leo's case, he's up to 9. My grandson, who's 5.5, he's working his way up to 20. So he's got 10, fairly solid. He's not doing what Ray's doing. Ray's doing actually writing out 6 minus 2 equals. Leo's not doing that. Oh, I'm glad you've got lots of fun games to play. Yay, Danny, yay. See you tomorrow. And so we'd do this up to 20 with Leo, perhaps. And the idea now is you can go up to 99, depending where the child is. You can literally make a spinner with 2 numbers, or have numbers in a pot. We've only got 2 numbers to pick, and you just pick a number, and it can just be, no, what am I thinking? Because you've got to Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. For the first numbers are always going to be, so you just have two numbers. It's going to be 0 or 1. That's it. 0 or 1 in the pot. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Thanks, Fong. I should probably say Fong C. Thank you. Yes, you too. You too. See you another time. I hope. Please tell everybody about the group, because the idea is we're doing lives at 9 in the morning, and starting next week it'll be 7 o'clock at night. This week it's 8 o'clock London time. Starting next week it'll be 7 in the evening, because there seem to be too many clashes with things going on at 8, so we'll start at 7 in the evening, and that's so that people west of here can join in as well. So if you're limited to go to up to 20, then you can have 0 or 1. So you have a pot with 0 or 1 here, and then use the spinner for the other number. And the idea then, you're limited, some games are limited to 2. The idea is, you've got a spinner, and here's the beef. So everyone uses the same spinner. So we're going up higher numbers now. I'm going to use the 3 space because that's the one that's left. But you can use the 4, and instead of using it the way we did for the 5-year-olds, now we're going to use it in a different way. But we're only going to fill in the 3 spot right now, just to demonstrate the game. And you can extend it as far as you like. Now, 1 spinner, like playing bingo. 1 spinner, boing, okay. Got the number 1. Now here is the challenge. Where are we going to put the number 1 in order to achieve the highest number? So everyone gets to choose their own spot. We want to have a 3-digit number that's as high as we can possibly make it. So we could put it there, but then it can't be higher than 100. 199 is the highest possible number. So I'm going to put it here, because I'm hoping I'm going to get some bigger numbers for the next two shoots. So you decide where you're going to put yours, and then oh my goodness, I've got the number 9. Well, I'm going to write mine on here, and I'm not going to show you where I'm putting this one now. I'm writing mine here because we're all playing, and I think you might know where I'm putting it. So this is kind of easy. 9 and 1 and... Oh! Right. I'm going to say that's a 2 because it's more on the 2 than it is on the 3. So that's a 2. So that means I've got 9, 2, 1. Now, here's the next question. What is the highest number we could have made with the 3 numbers that we threw? As it happens, I was lucky. It was kind of easy. If you have a 1 and you have a 9, it's easy. But had I thrown, let's just draw out another one quickly. Let's use a 4 block section so you can really see the value of it. You can go 4, you can go 5, you can go as high as you like and have different games. And the challenge is you can go to the number nearest 1,273. It doesn't have to be the highest number or the lowest number. And of course this one, sorry, going back to that one, had we been aiming for the lowest number, you can ask that question. Where would you have wanted the numbers to go if you'd wanted to obtain the lowest number? The lowest possible number. So have I drawn it? I have drawn it. Where did I put it? There it is. Found it. All this scrap paper's great. And when you're I do tend to have challenges with it. Okay, so we're going to shoot some numbers. So I've spun my wheel and I've got a 5. Oh, where on earth am I going to put that 5? Well, I'm going to hope for, now statistically, this is the probability wise, the probability of getting more than a 5 is actually less than the probability of getting less than a 5. Less than. So maybe I should have put it there. Because if you look at this, you've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's only 4 numbers that are greater than 5, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers that are less than 5. So there's actually a greater possibility that I get a number less than 5. But I'm also throwing 3 numbers, so probability-wise, I can definitely still throw a higher number. So now I'm going to throw, let's see, now that I've a specific, whoa, I'm kind of changing my rules now, and that actually it's got to be wherever the end bit there is lands. So that's a 4. So do I put it there or do I put it there? See, I want to have a bigger number, so I want to put the 4 there because that gives me a chance at a bigger number. But what if these are smaller numbers? So I'm going to hedge my bets. I'm going to make that one a 4. That's what I'm going to do this time. But I might regret it. And this is a great way to just learn real life. Oh, I've got a 7. I've got a 7. Okay, I'm just going to go here. I feel very lucky to have got a 7. So I'm just going to put it there. And if the next one's an 8 or a 9, fine. Let's still see who's going to get the highest number. Now, you don't want to see what each other's, where everyone's placing their numbers. And this is a game that you can play. I'm going to say this to, whoops, dropping everything on the floor. This is, hi Hilson, good to see you. This is a game that you can play. You can even play this, can you play it on, yeah, you can play it verbally as well, but it's a great game for Zoom. It's a great game for children in your network, children in your families. I play this every single day. My grandson, who's in Spain, and his dad, who's in Texas, and me, who's in London, every single day we get on. We actually use WhatsApp verbally and then visually. Well, we can do we just do different things. We play games that are online that you can share, or we can use a camera to do this. And so we are separated, but we are still connected every single day. Now, so what is the last number going to be? Where am I here? Where am I? Can you see what I'm doing? Da-dee-da. Oh, 4. Oh, phew. So then you can have a discussion or decide, go have a whole set of sections analysing what would have been the highest number, what would have been the lowest number. Whoops, you can't see what I'm writing. What would have been, I use my visualizer if I'm using Zoom, but Zoom didn't work this morning. Highest, lowest, we can have, what would have been a better way to start? Better, as in that when you got the 5, you could see what would have happened if you'd put the 5 in a different place. And you could even have, if you rounded it to the nearest 50, what would that number be? You rounded it to the nearest 1,000, what would that number be? You can just go anywhere you like with this, and be creative. Create your own games. Now, as far as, just to review for the people that weren't here earlier, I'm going to put the link on as soon as I finish the live, which is very shortly. These are all resources that are on the Aiming High website. Now, this is a resource that's being created by a very talented, very proficient maths training facilitator. So she has dedicated her life to teach teachers how to teach maths, basically. And so since she retired, she created her retirement as she spent creating an organization in Africa. It's an NGO, which it gives professional development for teachers in rural disadvantaged areas that don't have resources. They need to be able to use things like cardboard and sticky tape and paper and pencils. But they also need something that's going to engage a whole class, and their classes are 60, 90 at a time. So, and they also they themselves need the professional development to because they want to improve their skills just like the rest of us, of course. And so these resources have been created so that the teachers themselves can go and get together, print out the resource and have a session between the teachers in the schools, because they can't necessarily travel to professional development, and they so they can sit down, do the activities together, and then they can go, once they've done it with the teachers, then they go out and facilitate it with their classes. And let's see the things they're easy to understand, so they work for parents as well, and Tony's in the process of making resources for parents as well. The reason why I'm doing all these lives is to help parents who are a bit lost, helping their children with maths at home. I'm just looking for, here we go. Why do it? So this is the guide for home learning. These games, I'm going to just read what she says because she says it so much better than me. It's to deepen learners' understanding of place value, and just the value of numbers and place value. So where they are matters just as much as the size of the number. Appreciation of probability. So they literally, just by playing the game, they get a feel for probability. And to, let's see, to develop number sense and awareness of how chance affects outcomes of an event. It helps them think mathematically and flexibly, reason logically, and apply knowledge from one situation into another. So see how the knowledge all comes together and connections can be made. And developing life skills, as many decisions in life depend on probability. So there's other activities on there. I will put the link down below now. And thank you for joining. And please do tell others about this group. These lives happen 7 days a week at the moment, at 9 in the morning London time, and we're going to change it to 7 in the evening as of Monday, but tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, there'll be 8 in the evening. As of Monday, there'll be 7 in the evening, and I get guest speakers. So tonight I've got the amazing James Tanton, who's going to talk about fractions in the most amazing way. I mean, one of the things he does is he folds a tie in thirds. He shows you how to fold a tie in thirds. And he's going to talk about fractions in different ways. And then tomorrow night we've got, he's from G'day Math, because he's Australian originally. And then I've got my friend Steve Sherman from South Africa. He'll be on at 8 o'clock London time tomorrow night. And he will be, again, talking about fractions and number sense. And but it's puzzles, so there'll be puzzles that he'll be asking questions and you can answer them. It'll be very interactive, because that's how he operates. And then Monday night we've got at 7 o'clock on Monday night we've got the lovely Stuart Barber playing with a game called Some Sort, and Some Sort is something you can recreate a little bit. It's a very in terms of, well, you can also buy it. He put years into creating this game and getting the right amount of numbers so that the game was actually interesting and didn't dry up or extend forever. It would be challenging enough. And it'll give you ideas on what to do anyway on games to play, even just with dominoes, on ways you can use dominoes to create games that will help your children really get to grips with maths and enjoy it, because the key to enjoyment, you need perseverance, you need determination, but if you're enjoying it, then the perseverance and determination, it works as a parcel. So thank you for coming. Please share, and we'll see you tonight for those that can, or tomorrow morning for those that the 8 o'clock London time doesn't work. Thank you. Take care.